What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I know, you're probably thinking now, what just appeared on your shirt, Frankie? I read the title of your video. Are you going anywhere? Guys, I'm not going anywhere. In fact, the channel should only be getting better. I'm doing a little bit of a rebranding. I don't know if you've noticed, but the first big thing I've done is the channel used to be called Franco Alo Photo, and the word photo has been removed from that equation. And let me tell you why. Back in October 2008, I bought my first DSLR camera, a Canon Rebel XT off of eBay. Cost me a few $100. Had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even come from a point and shoot background. I just grabbed this DSLR and I said, I'm going to learn. I was still in a touring punk rock band at the time, and so when we weren't playing, I was taking pictures of other bands playing. So that was fantastic. Got to contribute to an online magazine. I think they called them back then e-zines, called Truth Explosion magazine. It was pretty freaking awesome. I would take pictures of bands that we would tour with, which was absolutely fantastic. I'd write a little bit of a review on the show and then post it online. From there, I transitioned to food photography, some landscapes. I used my camera a lot to take pictures during my contracts as a wildlife biologist, aerial photography, field protocol pictures, field setup pictures. And so I've always been a photographer since 2008. That's 13 years now that I've been taking photographs digitally. And for at least about 10, I had what was called Franco Alo Photo. That was the place you would go to find a photographer who was sharing pictures of his life. But there was always very specific themes in my life, right? At first it was live action photography, and then it was food, and then it was landscapes and wildlife. And at some point somewhere, the lines started to get blurred. And I thought, well, should I change name? And then my answer to my own question was, well, why would I? Like, photography is what I do. Wouldn't it be much simpler if instead of changing the name, which would like discombobulate everyone and they'd be like, oh no, what happened? Like, is he still taking pictures? If I just kept it and then just continued, and it would follow me in my life's journey. Now, the past 2 years, especially during the pandemic, any of my social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, it's all going to be mainly Japanese kitchen knives with some food pictures because, of course, I want to demonstrate that I not only have a passion for fine Japanese kitchen knives, or just kitchen knives in general, though they better be fine, but I absolutely love cooking, right? And so the word photo was removed because I started to think that maybe it was going to be more harmful than not going forward. When people say Franco Alo Photo, what are they thinking of? They should be thinking about me, right? The person behind the brand. And so as the brand changes, I don't want the focus to be about photography. When people come to YouTube, Franco Alo Photo, I'm sure some people, probably more than some, thought, oh, is he gonna be putting out photography videos? No, so why photo? So unless you understand my background, photo, if anything, is more confusing than anything else. And so I start to think, I'm like, okay, so if I drop photo, what should the name of my company, my brand be? And to be honest, I didn't have many great suggestions. I had friends give me suggestions, I came up with my own, but I don't just want to have an alternative to a name like Sharp or something with knife. There's just too many out there. Edge, I don't know, anything that's knife related, to me, actually confuses me. I know a lot of people in the industry, and still some of their names I sometimes get wrong because it's just a variation of the word sharp or knife, and that's fine, especially if you're a wholesaler or a retailer. But for me as a person, I thought, well, maybe it just makes sense if I use my own name. Like, why do people come to the channel? Sure, it's because I facilitate knife knowledge, but I'd like to think that part of the reason people come to my channel is for me, for my personality, for my charisma, because I'm always saying, yeah, we're gonna do this unboxing, but first, how many times do I say but first? Or I think it's really funny and clever when I do a knife demo and I'm like, gotta eat your veg, right? So Franco Alo, that's who I am. I go by Frankie if you know me, but Franco Alo has a nice ring to it. It is my name. Now all my social media tags, those have been transitioned to, instead of being Franco Alo Photo, it's the Franco Alo or the Franco Alo. It's not because I think that I am the Franco Alo, it's because Franco Alo was actually taken. And any simplified variation of that, Franco.alo, Franco-alo, just makes it a bit confusing. So my wife had a good idea. She said, what about the Franco Alo? And I thought, I can't. It sounds good, but I don't want people to think I'm full of myself because I'm not. And so to say I'm the Franco Alo, like, who do you think I am? Well, turns out it actually doesn't bother me that much. I'm just Franco Alo, and my tag is the Franco Alo or the Franco Alo. So that's what this channel is still going to be about. It's still going to be about me showing my Japanese kitchen knives. Doesn't matter which one, doesn't matter what unboxing I do. It's always going to be, from this point forward, Japanese kitchen knives. It's going to be, or again, kitchen knives. It is going to be more honed towards the kitchen knife world than it is going to be coffee or food like I've done a little bit in the past. And of course, with any rebranding, what do we need? We need a logo. So that's what you saw up here, right on top of my t-shirt. At the start of this video, I commissioned Adam Horitano, who is essentially the tattoo artist who did this part of my sleeve. Freaking love this guy's work. And when I was thinking about a logo, I don't know if it was about a year back or more, he actually made a maneki neko cat holding a donut. And Becca and I thought that was the most adorable thing ever. And we thought maybe we even want to get matching tattoos where one maybe has a bowl of pasta, that's me, and the other one's holding a pizza, and that's her because she likes pizza. And then we thought, well, wait a second. So going with that idea, why not a maneki neko holding a knife, right? Make something me, turn an emblem, an icon, something that's so iconic as a maneki neko, and turn it into my brand. And what makes more sense than right now, the past 2 years, what really symbolizes who I am, than putting a knife in the maneko neki's hand. And of course, with a new logo, I also thought it might make sense to have some branding colors that I can use either for posts or publicities, just some colors that could end up being identifiable as Franco Alo colors. And so the two colors I chose is, I went back to the sleeve and I'm like, you know, two colors here are really sweet. So we went with the green in the tassels of the Lucky Hammer, as well as this Japanese red-orange ink. And that's why you'll find it in the maneki neko. You'll see it in the scarf, you'll see it in the ears, the nose, the claws, and so those are now going to be my branding colors. You'll probably see them a little bit more often, but I wanted to give you some of the reasons behind my choices. So new logo, new colors, new name, though not a huge variation, but a little bit more specific. People are here for Franco Alo, or Frankie, who will speak about kitchen knives, will speak about kitchen tools, give reviews, do unboxings. And at the same time, I'm honestly so in love with the logo. Adam did such a great job that I am thinking of maybe doing some merchandise. I'm thinking t-shirts with maybe the hashtag eat your veg, or I don't know, panties maybe, because it's cool, stickers, patches. So let me know in the comments below. Would you be interested in potential Franco Alo merchandise? If so, what garment, what piece of clothing would you like the most? If you had to buy this logo on something, would you rather it on a t-shirt, on a patch, on a thermos? Maybe we won't do thermoses right away. I think those are pretty pricey. But anyhow, I'm curious to know and hear from you. Do you like this logo? Is it a big deal to you that I changed the name? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for kind of listening to me ramble on about these small changes. I'm sorry it wasn't the knife video, but just to end on a knife note, here's a knife. See you guys next time.